weight loss. When you're doing short efforts in recovery, so you might start off where your effort periods are between 90 seconds and 3 minutes. You don't really need to go any higher than 3 minutes, otherwise it just turns into a long-winded session. Okay. Once you get used to that, you might want to bring those periods down where it's like 10-second bursts up to maybe 90 seconds as well. Basically, the higher intensity, the more epoch you get. I put Captain Spot there because that's how I used to remember it when I was studying. I thought of Spot and not epoch. Epoch basically means it's how much oxygen you consume post-exercise to allow your body to recover. So by doing these kind of high intensity intervals, your body's, after you leave the gym or whatever, your body's still in recovery mode, so you consume more oxygen, so you burn more calories during that time. Because you're in this oxygen debt, the debt needs to be paid back effectively. Okay, so not only do you burn a lot of calories during the workout, you also get this afterburn effect as well. So it doesn't necessarily have a positive effect on muscle tissue as well. So there's a slight, there could be still improvements made there because you don't get the positive effect on muscle tissue, as I say. So even better might be adding the kind of high intensity intervals together with some form of resistance training. Okay, so you get that afterburn for up to 24 to 48 hours after you stop the exercise. So it means that when we're spending most of our day at rest, probably at least 23 hours we probably spend at rest, or pretty much at rest, then wouldn't it make more sense to burn more calories during those 23 hours? Okay, so that's when you add in intervals and resistance training. That's what it's going to do. You can burn more calories at rest as well. But what you're going to get as well is you're going to get a little bit of muscle tissue growth, which might be a bit of panic amongst girls, but I'm going to explain in a second. And you also get youthfulness. Okay, you get a release of growth hormone. Okay, which keeps you looking younger and feeling younger as well. So what do I mean by that? I'm looking at things like compound exercises. So it's exercise working more than one muscle. So just simple things: squats, lunges, press-ups, burpees, planks, but not things like, if your goal is to lose weight, standing in the mirror and doing bicep curls, okay, or crunches, as I'm going to talk to later on. It's not really getting much bang for your buck. Okay. Also, when you're doing any form of resistance training, you need to think about working your posterior as well. A lot of exercise classes like some MetaFit, there's great classes, but there's going to be a massive focus on the front of your body, okay, quads and chest, which can leave you feeling or looking very unbalanced and more prone to injury. So you really need the exercises, the pulling movements, okay, and exercises that are going to work the backs of your legs and not just the fronts, for example. Okay, that's can be quite difficult to do when you're just doing body weight, hence using resistance bands here. Okay, that's what we do. Now, some of the girls might be thinking, when I mentioned muscle or gaining lean muscle, you might think you don't want to be a she-man, okay, but you don't need to worry about that, girls, because the reality is you've got about a tenth of the testosterone of men, so you're not going to get bulked up by doing resistance training unless you're probably taking drugs as well, okay, which we don't do, so it's all good. More likely you're going to tone up, and by gaining a little bit more muscle, it also turns you a bit more into more of a fat burning machine. Okay, because the more muscle you've got, the more fat you'll burn. For women as well, just a little add-on point, when you reach the kind of menopause stage, I think osteoporosis is more rife in women, so resistance training becomes more important as you get older, so definitely don't rule it out. So that's just an example of how you could be concerned that, oh, I'm gonna gain weight, I'm gonna bulk up, okay. But the reality is, you can gain weight, but change body shape in a positive light, okay. So this all comes down to people thinking that muscle weighs more than fat, okay. The reality is they kind of weigh the same, but muscle cells are basically just smaller, so you can fit more of them into space. So this girl here, 127 pounds. Okay, she gained 9 pounds. Okay, but lost her clothes size. All right, and that's just like I was saying. So if you imagine, if I had to bring it up, there's a kind of fat versus muscle weight, like a same weight, both 5 pounds, but you can fit more muscle into a smaller area, so your weight could stay the same, but your body shape has changed. So I'm just saying,